All right, my name's Dean Demery, and as you can see here, this is our Hope Fiends. I'm a Hope Fiend. I'm going to talk a little bit about what that means today to me and to a lot of other people that are involved. Let me start by saying 9 months ago, I was living in a dugout. I was sleeping in the home team dugout. It was my address. It was my home. I lived there for about 3 weeks. I was homeless, jobless, fatherless, kidless. Just basically me and some blankets and pillows in a dugout. Oh yeah, and some heroin. I was about as desperate as you can get. Didn't care if I woke up in the morning. And the key is I was not hopeful, I was hopeless. So I know what it's like to be at the lowest possible low you could ever be at. And it's not an easy place to be. And I'm going to talk about how the world, society, everybody looks at drug addiction, disease of addiction, all this stuff. And I want to say these are just my views, maybe my realizations, my understanding, some clarity, and what we're teaching in this new fellowship called Hope Fiends. Because I'm not living in a dugout anymore. I'm actually sitting in my kitchen. So there is hope. But Hope Fiends is not anonymous. My name is Dean Demery. Wasn't anonymous when I was running around doing horrible things and in front of the judge. He knew my name. Berkshire Eagle knew my name. And everybody else that knew me knew my full name and knew what I was doing. And most of it was negative because I was in the grips. Today, I'm not hopeless. I actually am not a dope fiend. I'm a hope fiend. So we put a positive twist on the word fiend because of the whole stigma thing. And stigma is a hard thing to deal with if you've lived like this. But we're going to talk a little bit about not being anonymous. See, I believe that there's no connection between all of these people that do care and that are trying to change and help people that are suffering from this illness, right? So there's no connection between, the end result, jail, the courts, all these clinics, and recovery. Because if you're anonymous, you can't promote. So you're kind of, and I've been there, in what we call in Hope Fiends a recovery bubble. And people are dying. So how are we not out there talking about a solution to the problem? So Hope Fiends will be that gap, that bridge between all of them, and we already are doing it. I've been running around for about 9 months doing this whole thing. This is my book, I gotta say. 3 days clean, started in detox, finished it in CSS. I wrote over 120 pages of this fellowship and what we're actually doing today. And it's amazing to me. I'm not boasting. I'm saying we're saving lives. But there's only so much we can do, so we need you. First of all, I want to say what we look in Hope Fiends, families, we are Hope Fiends united in recovery, which means we are united. United because families, community need recovery too. It's not just the person that's addicted. You're hurting yourself and you're hurting your family and you definitely destroy your community. So we are all united. Hence the Hope Fiends united in recovery. You see these hands and that little thing that says hope? This is our symbol. We go like this. If you see this, this is somebody saying Hope Fiends. We can love you to recovery. I'm going to talk about tough love and all that stuff in a little bit, and I'll try not to take you hostage for too long. So families need recovery too. In our fellowship, families come. They come with their loved ones that are hurting, and they talk about, hi, I'm so-and-so. My name's Donna. This is my daughter, Michelle. And, 4 months ago, we couldn't even talk. I locked her out of my house. Today, I'm here to learn and support her in her recovery. So families come, they speak, they talk about what it's like to be on their side. Once a month, we have Family Week where we have a speaker be a family member sitting with the person that's in recovery. And, families come seeking help and they sit together in this meeting. Yesterday, we had, I think, 48 people in our meeting. Some families. My kids were there. My kids go every week. My 19-year-old, my 14-year-old. My daughter called me yesterday. Dad, what time's your meeting? She's 14. I pick her up. She goes. She gets involved. I don't think I have to say much more than that because about 9 months ago, I couldn't even see my kids. So in this fellowship, we are in the public. We are outreaching. We're reaching the addicts and bringing them in. And I got to say, it's been growing and powerful. We have 2 meetings a week already. It's only been 4 months since we launched this. And we are teaching the solution to the problem. Okay? Not putting a Band-Aid on something. Now, if you're on Vivitrol, Suboxone, Methadone, you can come and get involved 100%. Speak, share. We are in detoxes and CSSs. I'll talk about that a little later, but we drive all the way to Holyoke to do that because we're invited. We haven't been. I've been trying really hard to get in our CSS and detox here because they love us out there. They want more meetings, more times. They want us coming more times because people get out. We have direct numbers and phone numbers and names. They connect with me, connect with other people. We get them in our group text that we have. We're just trying to follow through and help people stay clean because it's tough to do on your own. But I want to talk about what we're really doing so people understand what Hopefiends is. It's not the Dean Demery show. That's the Dean Demery trying to make money. I pay for this out of my pocket. See this t-shirt, this sweatshirt, $800 worth of t-shirts, the meeting. We barely ever pass a basket because I have a hard time doing that. I have a job and I pay for this stuff. And I'm not looking for, good job. I'm just telling you, I'm not stealing money because that's just crazy. There is no money. Zero. But we don't care. People donate, help out, do what they can. Because we're looking at this not from a disease standpoint. I am not an addict today. You can call it yourself, whatever works for you. If you're in other fellowships and going and doing church, I don't care if eating Twinkies keep you clean. Eat a lot of Twinkies. I don't care. Whatever works for you. It's not one way. It can't be. It is not. Because I'm clean 9 months, and I'm doing it this way. And there's a lot of other people in this group that are clean. And clean does mean on some other things like Vivitrol. If that's to stabilize you, to get you in the door and so you don't die, how can you judge that? Do I think you should be on it forever? I'm not on anything, so you can do it too. But to get there and find some recovery, because recovery happens here. It doesn't happen in a building. It happens here. Because this is what's broken. And this is how I understand it, and I'm going to explain it to you. And that's why I'm doing this video. The drugs are not the problem. All the things my brain will tell me is the excuse to use is the problem. What happens up here is that we have, and I'm going to go back to when I was a kid before I ever picked up drugs. Okay? Something was wrong with me in my decision making. There's some type of, and I'm not a doctor. Listen, I'm just someone in recovery that understands. I have a master's in failure and recovery, I can tell you that. But what I understand for me is I have a thinking problem. If I will pillage my life, hurt my kids, end up homeless, lose my job, my house, my wife, my kids, and everything, and be homeless on the street, get clean, and then one day be walking down the street and say, sounds like an idea, good idea, I should get high. And I do it. Something's wrong. The frontal lobe of our brain tells us why we shouldn't do things. It's rational. It's what makes us human. The primal brain is what tells us to go, right? The go system, stop system. Don't do that because if you have this illness, something's wrong with that connect. It glitches, I call it. It's called the glitch. I today understand that the drugs ain't the problem. I have to decide to pick them up to end up in that situation and become an addict. That's right. I am not addicted to nothing today. Therefore, I'm not an addict. And I'm not going to call myself that every day. I'm a hope fiend. That's what I'm going to call myself. I am seeking hope in my life so my family can benefit and my kids can have a dad, which they have. Almost every day of their life, I'm there with them. Right? But I'm doing all this stuff in my life, and I wanted to get high yesterday. Ready? If this is I wanted to get high. Here's the thing. This heart, my heart, is the I listen to today. This guy doesn't ever want to end up in that situation again and doesn't want to hurt his kids again. He doesn't want to die today, so his family has to bury him dead. Selfish behavior, so I don't have to feel what I'm feeling. So they have to feel that for the rest of their life. So I'm going to talk about it. Yesterday, it pops in my head. It's a thought. You can get high once. Did I decide to think that, or did a thought just happen? Just happened. So what do? 10 years clean, 10 months days, 10 days clean, 10 months, 10 years, 100 years clean. Your brain's going to glitch and tell you that. And what do you do about it? This is why people fail after multiple years of recovery, right? Or minimal. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is it glitches, and it does today. I only been clean 9 months. 9 months, though. Not 9 minutes. 9 months. It's adding up. But I really got today. And today, it will glitch again. It says, Dean, go get high. You can do just one. Nobody will know. You won't end up in a gutter again, homeless, walking the streets dirty. You won't. And I say to myself, I laugh now because I rise above the thought. I see it for what it is. It's just a thought. And it is a glitch, and I am broken. My thinker is broken. To think that out of a whim, just out of the blue, is insanity. It's broken. But because I rise above that and I know I'm broken, and I say it to myself, really, this guy doesn't want to do that. So how do I beat it in that moment? Because once I identify with that thought and I grab onto it, it becomes a compulsion, right? Or they call it a craving. No, that's not. You're riding the thought right to the drug dealer. You got to stop it. I don't care where you are, no building, meeting, nothing can help that besides you have to realize what it is. It's a broken thought. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to listen to it, and I swipe it. That's right. Like my iPhone. Bunch of open apps. I swipe them. I get that thought. I swipe it. Get it out of here. It's a form of mindfulness and meditation. I get in the moment. I realize it's just a thought. And I go into autopilot. And it passes. And then I think sometimes an hour later, like, I can't believe I thought that. Sometimes that happens 4 or 5 times a day. I have a mental illness. That's what this is. I become addicted when I make that bad decision to pick up the drug. Buy into that for a minute and think about it. When you look at me and you look at all the bad things I've done, understand I'm not making an excuse. I'm telling you, I've realized I'm broken. This is broken. It thinks crazy things. And I'm going to give you an analogy. When I was a kid and I was driving my Camaro, the way I drove it, hold on, buckle up. Risky, bad decision behavior that could kill me and a lot of other people. It's not addiction behavior. I'm not addicted to my Camaro. I make a bad split decision because my brain said it and I listened to it and I did it. Right? And it's funny. My friends, as I'm going 100 miles an hour over Roller Coaster Hill, which is a street we catch air on, right? Some of my friends in my car back then would be like, stop, get me out. Get me out of this car. Yep, danger, crazy, get out. No drugs, no alcohol, just this. They get out. The ones that are holding on like, go. They're in Hopefiends with me today. Go figure. So I want to say this. When I was a kid, way before drugs and alcohol and all the things that are under the same umbrella, I just didn't feel right, okay? So we start labeling these kids. I'm just going to talk about early diagnosing because we don't. We're parents. We think we're good parents. We got a good home for our kids. We love them, and they're not going to become addicts like you. Wrong. Absolutely nothing to do with it. If they have this glitching brain, just like if they had Tourette's and they were swearing at you, mom swearing, yelling, you'd be like, oh, he's got Tourette's, right? Mental illness. Well, when he's that kid in the group and you see something's up with his decision making, he's punching kids in the face, he's stealing shit, that's us today. So what do? We tell them they have ADHD, ADD, ABCD, EFG, HIJKLMNOP, right? All these things. We blurt these sounds out of our mouth and we label these kids. And then what do? We give them something to ease the pain inside. Here, Johnny, you're a little rambunctious. Have an upper, like cocaine, Adderall. What's the difference? Not much in your body. So it'll bring you down and you'll be okay with you. Wait a minute. You have anxiety, Billy? Have a real low dose of Xanax so you don't have to feel what you feel. We want to help you. Diagnose, label, tell them how bad they are. Mental illness, it sucks. When that kid grows up and he finds a beer and it does the same thing the medication did when he was a kid and he feels okay with himself, is it crazy he keeps doing it? And then adding the fact that he has a glitching system, he can't see and process that he shouldn't do it and he gets addicted to these things. Those kids are us now, and I'll speak, are me now. I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what it was. I became the addict. My solution was the drug. It helped me be okay with being me. It then became my problem. If your solution is your problem, you're screwed. Your solution is your problem. Get it? So you do it to make the solution. You do the problem. It's like a dog chasing its tail. Okay? So I do. When I look at this, I have a glitching system and it ain't taking me out today. It's gonna try. It's not a disease, a little festering disease. No, for me it's not. Sorry. It's a mental illness that started a long time ago. I was born with it, regardless of what my parents did or didn't do. If you have letters before your name and after your name and you think you're immune to this, you're not. Nope. I have a daughter who's in detox right now, getting clean, and a son who grew up with the same parents, same atmosphere. One has it, one don't. She had the mental illness glitch when she was little, and I seen it. But I didn't know I was even this person with this illness yet. So if you think you're immune to it, you're not. You're immune to it until you're not, until your family or your grandkid, or it happens to you, right? You become addicted, and then now you're an addict. No. You're the same guy that had the same mental illness your whole life. It just progressed to the drug being your solution. Okay? And then there's hope. You can stop. You have to fix your thinking. Everything starts here. To pick up these glasses, my brain said pick them up. Okay, I pick them up. If I'm going to use drugs, I have to think it's a good idea and play it out to do it. And then it doesn't play the record for me. The thoughts don't say don't do it in the moment, and you're like, what? So I'm going to diagnose myself right now real quick. Dean, why did you give up your whole life, your big house, your career, and your family, and all this to end up in a goddamn dugout, sleeping, wanting to die? Ready? I don't know. Why do you keep doing this? I don't know. Be that person once, for one day, and you'll understand where we're coming from. It's so sad place. It's a horrible place to be. But there's an answer. And we're doing it in Hopefiends. We're teaching this. We have a 2-minute mindfulness in the beginning to not clear your mind, to think something and change it. I'm going to think for the rest of my life it's a good idea to get high. It can kill me, but it's a good idea to get high. Overdose, die, have a stash in your bedroom, get out of the hospital 8 hours later, go to that stash and do it. Who does that? I do. So don't you if you have this. The whole, I shouldn't do that because I could die, and walk away, yeah, it's easy for you to do. I get on the back of my ZX-9 on the turnpike, 135 miles an hour on the back tire. Great idea, huh? A pebble could kill me. If you don't have this illness, you would be the guy going, you're crazy. Yup, you're right. I'm not bad. I have an illness. My whole life has been that. Jackpot. How'd I end up here? I ended up here because I didn't think. Well, then you're just bad and you must not have morals. No, you don't love yourself or your family. Broken thinker. I watch my thinker now. It tells me to get high. I say no to it. Just say no to drugs? No. Just say no to your brain. You tell you to get high. If you tell you got to go to the bathroom, you go to the bathroom. If you tell you're hungry, you eat. Hey, I'm thirsty. Have a drink. Hey, get high. No, wait a minute. I don't want to do that because this is what's going to happen. It doesn't work that way until you learn to work it that way and fix what's broken. I don't know. It's working for me. I do it on a daily basis. Group text. That's that noise. I'm sorry. So we have a group text. When you get out of CSS or you come to our meeting, we invite you and we have a meeting all day long. A bunch of us texting positive things, staying clean, helping each other. Helping each other get over this glitch. Fix the computer. If you want to find out what's wrong with you, if you want to fix it, find the problem. The core problem isn't stealing, being a bad person, using drugs. It starts here. You got to fix it. You got to stop thinking. Change your thinking. Watch your thinking. Become enlightened. Rise above your thought and be the person watching it and paying attention. Because meditate right now for a half a minute and think about what's going on in your head. It's madness up there. We just listen to it. We listen to our broken thinker that tells us crazy, crazy things. I was clean 34 months. My sister passed. I was a mess. I thought I should get high. And I did. Today, understanding how I understand it, I wouldn't have done that. So, that's just a quick version. Nothing I really say is quick. Kind of long-winded. Yeah, families are coming together in this fellowship. We're traveling. We're in CSS. We're in detoxes, spreading the message of hope, because everybody could use a little bit of hope in their life. I don't know about you or what you're going through, but you're welcome. You can walk. They're all open. People come from community. People come from the hospital. A woman can't raise her hand. I work at the ER dealing with this addiction thing, and I want to come learn. That's awesome. She's awesome. She's on our group text. You don't have to have this illness or be addicted to be in Hopefiends and find hope in your life, because we talk about the solution. We don't talk about the issue. We don't talk about what we did. We talk about the solution to our problem and finding it. And we are finding it. And if you don't buy into what I'm saying, that's okay. If you can't understand it, that's also okay. Whatever works for you. But this is working for me and other people. And that's all that matters. My kids come with me to this meeting. That's all. My daughter's 14. She called me, hey, Dad, what time's the meeting? Yesterday. I said, it's at 7. Pick me up, she said. She supports her dad in Hopefiends. Families come together. It's powerful. I love it. There's nothing like sitting in the audience and hearing a family member talk about what it did to them. You want to stop the glitch, have the frontal lobe sparking and saying, I shouldn't do this because I don't want to do this to my family? Come to a Hopefiends meeting. We have readings and I'm writing a whole book, literature. It's working. You don't have to be out there sick and cold and hungry and sad and lonely, isolating. It's a horrible place to be. I know what it's like. not long ago, 9 months ago. And I don't want to ever go back there. So, and I have a choice. I don't have to listen to this anymore. This is what's broken. I'm going to keep saying it. Stop dual diagnosing. It's the same diagnosis. It's the same. You're not this and that. You have a mental illness and you're bad, addict. You got addicted. No. You become addicted because it's the solution to the inner issues that's going on. So I'm trying to reach out to my community. We're in Holyoke doing this, and it's growing. Every time we go, someone gets out and comes to our meeting all the way in Pittsfield. We pick them up and bring them. I can't get in this one. I don't know what's going on. Someone's taking it personal. There's a personal issue with me and them. I don't know what it is, but this is an us thing, a we thing. We are united in recovery. We are Hopefiends. We want you to come help. We have an outreach team. It's not big right now. It's me and a couple other people, but people call us and we go find your loved one and bring them to detox and love them before they die. Because at the end of the day, 65,000 people died last year from overdosing. They all had a mental illness. Mathematically, they can't all be bad.